see everybody up here today. I'm so glad you guys are here, and I'm so glad you guys are here to join us today. You've been having a good Ranger Stop and Pop, I hope.
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Now let me turn and ask you guys. Have you been having a fun Ranger Stop and Pop?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. Now, the fact that we're all together right now is absolutely fantastic to me, and it's fantastic for all of you guys. This has been a project for years. It's gone all the way down the line, and now the movie has happened. You've got it's out there and ready to go, and last night you got to premiere this thing to over 100 fans. Yeah, exactly. Over 100 fans were at that showing last night. Like, you're real warriors now, guys. This is really cool. It's coming along. Now, what I'd like you guys to do, we'll go down the line. We'll start here because I'm standing here. You can introduce yourself, talk about who you play, and we'll just do brief introductions then, but then we'll talk about the show in general. So, yeah, let's start here.
Hi, I'm JJ Fields. I play Orion. I'm the son of Hades, who is kind of a bad boy, kind of a villain in this story. I help the main villain, whose name is Gaia. She's Mother Nature, and take down the villains, or at least try to.
Nice.
I am Jamie Thompson. I play Riley Oliver, the white ancient warrior with the powers of Athena. Riley's kind of the level-headed, sensible one of the group, and is married to Anna's character, Samantha.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's my turn now?
Yeah.
Hey everybody, my name is Chae Buber. I play Anthony Zolar, aka Red Ancient Red. Power Zeus, lightning, I love it. And my character, Anthony, he's a very lovable guy. He's a very honest, and he tries to be the best as he can and defend his teammates from everything. And it's friggin' amazing.
Hello, I'm Kevin Steakley. I play Alex Hart, the blue ancient warrior. I possess the powers of weather and nature, and my weapon is the ice axe. And trust me, that is one powerful weapon. And Alex is he's shy, but yet there's a lot of depth to him, and he just wants to be with his friends all the time and tries to be the best version with himself, and also help his teammates whenever they're in trouble, and also be there for their moral support.
Hey, I'm Chae Jones. I play Karacia, the black ancient warrior ranger. My power is the venom of the spider and apparently insects, Jacob told me, because I did not know that, right? I am one of the oldest, technically, in the sense of my character, 3,000 years, the time travel or something?
Wow.
She 3,000? Yeah. I look good for my age, right? And my weapon is a parasol, but in the movie it's a knife, so don't ask questions. It's just how it was.
It's just how it is.
Hi, my name is Ryan Abney. I play Cal Shields, who is the son of Ares. My power is the Wrath of Wars, so basically the best fighter on the team. Cal's basically, he's really to himself. He's kind of a loner, but then when he meets these guys, he opens up to them and lets them in as his family. So he has quite a journey.
I can just take this one.
I love the sharing and pass it down.
I know, I was I feel like I can just take this one. Oh, okay. Sorry, it's very easy to make me laugh. I'm Anna Hollingsworth. I play Samantha, who is the purple ancient warrior. I'm also one of the co-creators and co-directors of the film and the series. Samantha is kind of a little nuts, a little crazy. She has the power of, she's daughter of Artemis. So she has power of bow, that's her weapon. But she's a little nuts. You just gotta see it to understand what I mean. So that's kind of what her power is.
Hi, I'm Lauren, but I also go by Kicker Diva. I play Abigail Zalar, the ancient Green Ranger, and my character is married to Jacob's character, Anthony, and I'm also one of the co-directors and co-creators of Ancient Warriors and Forgotten Earth.
And also the leader.
And also the team leader. And also the team's leader.
Yeah.
And Abigail is confusing. Abigail has trauma. and maybe some daddy issues because of Zeus. You know, the typical things. You know, the
A
typical
lot to
things.
live up to, perhaps.
A lot to live up
Zeus.
to. Yeah.
Now, I want to ask as we go, we're going to talk to everybody, of course, but I want to start down here with you two ladies, just because, one, I'm here, but also as the co-creators of that. It's easier than walking back. No, the reality of it is, the co-creators of this thing, when did it all start and come together? And I know it's been years now, because we were talking about how you've actually literally been growing up with the Warriors. Yeah.
I think it'll be 5 years, I don't think.
Whenever 2018 was.
November 2018.
Oh, so that was that long ago.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, 5 years ago.
But 2020 didn't count as a year, so we can just skip that one.
Okay, so 4 years.
let's,
4 years. 4
Please
years.
wipe that one out
Yeah, 4
entirely.
years.
Yeah.
It kind of came to fruition of I had gone to my first ever Ranger stop, Orlando.
Yes.
And Kevin invited me.
choice.
Yeah, great choice. And I kind of had met Kevin and Jacob and a whole bunch of other people, and I was like, I want to do something. We're doing something fun. So I got back and I called Anna. I was like, hey, we should do something. I don't know what, but we should do something.
Yeah. And at the time, I was a freshman in college, so I was very stressed, to say the least. Very undecided on what I wanted to do. I really loved theater, history, and I was very in between things, so I wasn't really thinking. And Laura wanted to do it as a catch-up session of, I haven't talked to you in like 5 months. What's been life? And then we proceeded to be on the phone. It was like a Sunday.
It was like 5+ hours.
It was proceeded to be on the phone from like noon to midnight, I feel like. I think I took her with me to the cafeteria for dinner. I introduced her to all my friends. But it was one of those things where while I was working on homework or whatever, I was talking with her, she asked me, and she said, listen, I went to this convention like a week ago, I think it was, and I have some friends that are at the convention that might be interested in a series based off of Power Rangers, but not really Power Rangers. And I said, okay, I mean, I haven't really seen Power Rangers in a long time, but I understand what you're talking about.
Cool.
And she said, do you have an idea? And I said, give me like 5 minutes, let me think. So I went through my head, okay, what has not been done? So I started listing in my head, that's been done, that's been done, that's been done. And I went, I have it. And she's like, what do you have? And I said, well, ancient Greek gods. I was like, I know it's a little Percy Jackson, but are you at all interested in that? Because I love mythology and I love history.
Yeah.
She was like, that sounds cool. And that's how it became Ancient Warriors.
And it
like,
became a thing.
It became a thing in both of our bedrooms.
This is very correct.
But it came up from that. You start talking about that, and now here we are sitting with helmets designed for each of the. I mean, you went through every step of that development, right? Now, as for the cast, did you come in with these characters all designed, or did you design anything like that?
Not a thing.
Not at all. So it was all laid out for you. So that was you two then.
Well, that's a lie, you guys.
I got some input on that.
I gave you guys, we told you what the character's name was. We told you their power, and we kind of let you play with it.
Yeah, that would make sense, yeah.
I would like to say, no, you didn't. I'm not lying. Because hold on, let's be real clear about this. Lauren's like, hey, there's a role. The person who played is leaving. Do you want to do it? I said, yeah. And then I got what I got. Like, that was...
That's not true of the origin
That's
story.
true, but also the person that was leaving was... Right, but the person
Yeah, that is true.
The person that was leaving was also a man, and not a female, and also not black.
And he went to a peace conference, and now...
Hot take.
yeah, so if
But
I
the
can...
the statement was that we lied. And I'm like, I'm just making it clear. I ain't lying.
The OGs created this.
All the
Cool.
OGs.
Just like,
Only the
I'm second
not
gen.
OGs.
I didn't lie.
Not OG.
Yeah,
my goodness.
so I was also a later addition to the team. I met Lauren and Anna at 2019 Ranger Stop, but I had some interesting input on the character because a few months later they contacted me and we had hit it off so well, and they were like, hey, we're looking for a new warrior. Do you want to do it? And I was like, absolutely, I want to do it. I would love to play a Power Ranger. And they were like, okay, well, originally the character's name was going to, they gave me the name, and I was like, I don't remember what the name was. It was originally Sophie.
That's right.
So was it really? I don't even remember that. So, and
Open for input then.
yeah, I had they were like, well, another one we were kicking around was Riley. And I was like, do that one. And I'm really glad we did that because the character, as people who watched the screening and have followed the series may have noticed, the character transitions in the point between where we were in the series and the time jump where the movie happens. And that paralleled my own real life transition where I had to come out to the group and I was like, hey, my voice is going to drop in a couple months now. And then luckily we had chosen the name Riley and settled on that, and so we didn't have to change and get all confusing.
Yeah.
So it fell into place really nicely. So I got a little bit of input there, and we have an episode coming up, not to spoil too much, that I have some input on with Riley's journey with that. So
Super cool.
I told a white lie. I lied. Okay.
Already redacting a statement.
Look, I'm admitting it. I could just kept on going. So
I do love you, though.
Wait a second. I did. Okay. The only white lie. The only thing I actually had to say in was the weapon.
Okay.
That's true. But I didn't get it. So did I lie or did I not lie? I don't know. But I will admit I did have to say on my weapon. That's all I had to say in on it. Cool.
Thank you for your input.
It's very thorough, though. That's very good. I appreciate that. Oh, my gosh. Now, does anybody out here have any questions for the panel? You guys have been front. We'll start with that. Then why don't we go down the line and do some questions here? Let's hand it off.
Whoa. Whoa. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you?
Good. All right. Good living life. So my question was about like your background as actors. Like, do all of you have acting backgrounds? And if not, like, what was it like to come into this piece where not only, I'm assuming you have to act, but also be kind of physical in this role as well?
I'll take the one on this one. So, yeah, I actually been acting since I was 17 years old. I started off with acting classes back in high school, and then I did background extra work. And my first role I landed was actually for Shameless. If you guys don't know what Shameless is, it's on Showtime. And it was one of the first roles I have ever done, and it started my journey from there. And it took me a long time to get where I'm at today, and I'm still going further even on, and it's just been such an amazing journey for acting for me, and I still am going to keep going with it 100%.
Thank you.
I also, the shoot last year was really interesting for me because I do have some acting background, but it was strictly theater. So I've done theater in college. I've been in Shakespearean productions. The thing I was working on before we did this shoot was As You Like It, which got canceled because of COVID, and then they were like, hey, come shoot this movie with us. And I got there and I was like, I have no idea what a movie shoot is like at all. And obviously stage acting and screen acting is different. So it was interesting navigating the differences there, and just I was so lost and so grateful for our crew who were great in helping me understand what was going on and being like, hey, you did really good in that last shot. And I was like, okay, great, because I was so worried. So that's been interesting, and figuring out also voice acting versus stage acting is so these are three similar but distinct arts that figuring out the nuances between them has been super interesting.
All right. Anybody else?
Yeah, sure. Being the youngest one on the panel, second youngest on set, it has been a really fun journey to learn about everything. Oh. It's been really fun to really learn all this stuff. I have been acting professionally since I was 5 years old. Started off with a Pillow Pet commercial, and I've just grown from there. The biggest thing was an episode of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on Amazon Prime. And so I intend to keep doing this. This is definitely a good jump into the movie business and actually getting to go on set and adapting to characters and all that. So I intend to keep on auditioning and hopefully get a big break.
That's awesome. Thank you. All right.
He will, by the way. JJ is amazing. I was constantly impressed by him on set. This kid's going places.
Absolutely.
We were all saying it.
He does an amazing backflip, but by the way.
That one thing about all of you guys, I will have to say, is you've got that personality, that charisma to see that, like, yeah, you're out there putting yourselves out there because you have a natural gift for doing this. You have some talent, well, a lot of talent, but you know it's in there, and you're putting it out there, and that's what it's all about. When I saw you, Jacob, earlier, we even talked a little bit. Do you know anybody in Chicago for this, that? Like, you are putting in the work to make this thing happen. And those helmets in front of you are a testament to that. The movie itself is a testament to that. So, Kevin, I haven't heard your voice all that much yet. So can you tell us something about putting this movie together, like when everybody got together? Yeah.
Well, basically, when we all got together for the movie, I mean, it was my first experience doing filming, and I was like, I feel like I got a knack for this, and I was like, okay, doing this, I got it. And then getting some tips from Buber here, my brother for life, and my sister, Anna, and Lauren. I mean, they just showed me how to do it, and it was absolutely the most amazing thing in my entire life, and I continue to pursuing acting to this day.
That's it.
All right, what do you guys
Too
say?
big a
Chae?
room. How about you?
I want to hear you.
Yeah.
We want to hear all of
Okay.
you. Yeah.
So for me, I actually went to school for acting. I got my degree in it, actually, because I'm originally from the Midwest. So I took the leap of faith, went to college, and did the training that I need to for acting, because all I've ever wanted to do is just make people smile, and I hope I can continue to do so as we go on. And then I did background acting, so I did like Glee and Teen Wolf and Modern Family and things like that. And I actually filmed my first feature film during COVID, like I was like besides this. So it was actually a fun experience to actually be the one to have like a call sheet to be like, you need to show up at that time, hair and makeup, that type of thing is like so new and different for me. But I'm happy Lauren asked me to audition and be a part of this. And I've known her since she was 13, so watching her growth has been amazing. And she impresses me every day.
Come on, Ryan. I want to hear you say some words, man. Come on.
Yeah, man, it's all you.
You got this, queen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, my background in acting. I started acting when I moved out to California about like 5 years ago. Done like Meisner as my training, starting out, and then I've done other couple of classes as well. I've been in a couple of short films, pilot, web series. I have a background in like martial arts as well too, because that's my forte. And then I'm also like a creator as well. I consider myself more of a creative than just an actor, because I have a wide variety of things that I like to do. And I was very excited to be a part of this project with Lauren. She also had me be like the stunt coordinator on it, even though I didn't really have too much of a stunt background. But I think just with my martial arts background and understanding like how things work with technique and form, basically seeing what everybody can do, what they can do, and making sure we can just make it look good on set. Everybody did a great job on there as well for what we had, and I'm really proud of the way everything came out, and looking hopeful towards the future.
Awesome. All right, now down to the queens.
So, so my background is very theatrical oriented, similar to Jamie. I and Lawrence. But I, throughout middle school, I did a few shows, and then high school really kicked it off for me. My theater director really drove me to do all sorts of different things that I had never done, and I fell in love with acting. I fell in love with theater. I never really thought of myself as a writer at all. I was born with dyslexia, and I hated writing and reading up until I was probably about middle school age. I would refuse to read my homework. I would refuse to do any of that. And then I actually fell in love with Percy Jackson, which is kind of ironic. And then college, I decided to pursue my major was in theater with a arts management background. I want to go on to teach theater. That's my main objective, to influence children in the future. And so that's kind of my background is for voiceover. I've done a few different things. I've taken some voiceover classes, and I love to do it. I've been told that I'm really good at it, even by my parents. They're like, you should really consider this as a career, and which is weird for my parents to say, but you know. Yeah, that's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I've been doing theater since I was 5, and I kind of kept doing theater throughout high school, and then I graduated last year, but I've been professionally acting since I was 14. So I've kind of been doing a mixture of voice acting, on-screen acting, and I have a little bit of background in like martial arts a little bit. but I kind of figured out that I have a knack for it, and so now I'm in school studying filmmaking and psychology and education and screenwriting, and hopefully gonna get my master's in film. We'll see. But I feel like this is something that I've really come to appreciate. I feel like the film industry is so big and so huge, but also like you just learn a lot by just creating. So yeah.
So true.
That's fantastic. If you got any other, right behind me here, I'm going to bring back the mic here.
I love
Here you
this.
go. This is awesome. Here you go.
Hi, I was wondering if there was like any hardest parts or hardest trials you faced while filming the movie.
Can I start?
Everybody can answer this with any challenge. Yeah, everybody can answer.
A bit of a long list, I'm not gonna lie to you. So it first started with the writing. Lauren and I could not, for the life of us, figure out how to do a movie. I knew I wanted it to be a Greek god. Or a Titan. I knew I wanted it to be someone big. Like, everyone knows their name, everyone knows Mother Nature, everyone understands what this person does. And so we started with the villain, and then we kind of just circled out the rest of it. And then we decided, okay, what are the warriors going to do? So then that trailed off. Then it was finding cast and crew and the equipment. Lauren and I could not choose what camera we wanted.
We spent so much time trying to find.
We did. And then I don't have a film background at all. I know nothing about the film industry. I came into this blind, like really blind. So she would say, Anna, we really need a grip. And I look at her and I go, what's a grip? I'm like, I have no idea what that is. What? A boom operator? Who's that? I'm like, I'm a theater. I mean, I can tie a knot. What do you want? Do you need a knot tie? I got you on there. Do you need a stage manager? And our stage manager's an 18. What's an 18? So I had to figure that out. And I literally went online.
Even on set, you were like, what's an AD? What's a script supervisor?
I went online. I had to go online. I did my own homework, even though I was a senior in college and had a thesis to write. I still did my own homework. And I researched every single role that could be on set. Every single role. And I read it 5 times, 10 times to understand that. Then it was the coordination of everything. So figuring out, okay, what's a good day that all the cast can get off of work, can fly in, etc., different things like that. Then day-to-day coordination, so all the organization in that was very difficult. Somehow we made it work. I was very impressed, especially with everyone, the cast, crew, Mama D. I was just very impressed with how everything turned out. I really, really was. There were some moments where I was like, oh, please, God. But other than that, I think it went probably better than I thought it was going to go. With all the dysfunction as it started off. But I'm glad with the product that we came up with. And then I know you have some things about editing, right? Yeah.
No comment. Okay, there we go. No comment. No, in all seriousness, the editing process of editing this film made me rethink my life choices more than once. But no, in all seriousness, it was a lot of fun. I'm very happy that I actually had the chance to work on the film while I was in college. My college really, really backed me up in helping us out. And I mean, that is countless hours of just them sitting with me and editing with me. And like, I'm really glad that we made the film when we did, because I feel like half of the stuff that I needed to know and half of the stuff I needed to learn to actually edit the film and make the film, I wouldn't have known if I hadn't started going to college. I think one of the biggest issues we also ran into was the batteries in the camera during filming kept dying. It was like, okay, and we're gonna go for a take, and we're there, and we were about to say a line. Oh, it died. Okay, well, we gotta charge the batteries again. So we just kept running into those kinds of issues. But I don't know if anybody else wants to say any different.
Yeah, everybody gets to talk. Yeah, everybody make sure everybody does. Yeah, it's so good.
So I'll take this. we talked about this also earlier in our interviews, but the costumes, especially mine, were such a nightmare. The helmets like to break, and I personally was in all white. We were shooting outdoors, and so our choreographers were like, "Yeah, you can't actually like touch the grass with anything but your feet because you're going to screw up the continuity in every other shot." And my costume didn't fit. We had to get our wonderful Java had to basically stitch me into my costume on set one day because we were shooting the morph sequence, and I was like, it doesn't fit. This is going to look terrible. And also just the coordination because we have such a huge cast. So when we were trying to figure stuff out, the first couple days of shooting were super long, way longer than anybody wanted to be there. So we had tensions on set, and luckily we had a wonderful crew who helped us get everything worked out. But even like when I flew in, trying to coordinate the days, I came into a different airport, and nobody could come pick me up, and they sent, like, the Uber changed like 3 different times, and I had to be like, "Hey, Lauren, I don't want to be stranded in Trenton, New Jersey." And the fight scene was another thing for me because I have a bum knee, so we had to work around that where I was like, I cannot, if I bend it too severely an angle, I am out for the rest of the shoot. But luckily, our James, who plays our Ancient Navy, who is sadly not here, ironically, because he hurt himself, helped me figure out my fight choreography in a way that, like, I wouldn't hurt myself. So we wish him a speedy recovery, and we wish he was here. But
Mine was my helmet. I'm sorry. Okay, explain something to me. I said this in an interview. How are you a spider and you're supposed to have 360 vision, but only thing I can see is in front? I have nothing. I have no peripheral, and then because the helmets are so close, like the vision fogs, and I could barely see after that. And I'm like, I gotta take it off. Let me know when you need me, and we will go. Cause she can't see, but she can't. She's gonna try her best, but she can't.
The same with me. And my suit, it needed more stitching because I lost so much weight, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe. But yeah, Java was absolutely phenomenal. He was able to stitch all of our costumes together, help us when we needed it. I'm grateful for that.
All right, well, the most craziest part I could say is filming during the summertime and wearing suits during the summertime. Oh, man. Oh, my God.
Absolutely.
I felt like a wet pup.
Where did you film?
We actually filmed in New Jersey. That's where we filmed at.
In the summer, though, so it's...
In the summer.
In the summer.
Wearing helmets and suits. Oh, my God. I felt like a wet puppy in a bath. Like, that's how bad it was.
I felt like I was wearing a sauna suit. I'm like, I'm not losing more weight now.
Wait, bring it back to the helmets, too. I know some of you guys are probably wondering about our helmets. So when we wear the helmets, there's no breathing holes inside. So when we're breathing inside, all the fog actually fogs up our vision, and that's what Chae was saying, because she has no, like, her helmet has, you can't see through it at all. That's like, it made her so difficult.
I'm not even joking. That's how big this is.
It was like a tiny hole inside the helmet, and she's like, how am I supposed to see through this?
They would literally, we would be shooting the fight scenes, and we would be shooting like anything else, and then our director of photography would go, cut, and you would just see people like ripping off the helmets, being like, oh my God, we can breathe. Where's water? Like, just like, it was just so hot.
it was pretty warm. As a native Southerner, I think they're all being a bit dramatic. The worst thing about the weather was this. One day we were shooting outside, and it was one of the last days, and we filmed this all in 8 days, which is crazy. Like, even for a fairly short runtime, that was nuts. So the last 3 days, everybody was like, we're not going to get it done, and we're trying to film outside, and rain. There's lightning. So we're like, everybody get in the garage and hope that this doesn't keep going.
Sorry, that was me.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, no problem. I ruined everything.
Luckily for me, I didn't have a suit, so I don't know what they're talking about. But my outfit consisted of a tank top and jeans. So, you know.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, wait. Oh, she got a question.
She got a question.
Oh, let's start over there. Hang on. Would you put that somewhere for me?
Mama D, Mama D, Mama D, Mama D.
Okay.
Wow.
I have a question. So, when is the sequel?
Yes. Lauren?
That is a very good
Anna?
question.
Listen.
Listen.
You will know when I know, which who knows when I will know.
I can answer this question. I gotta finish this thing called a bachelor's degree.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very good that you're working on it.
I gotta finish that first, and then I gotta finish another thing possibly called a master's degree.
Yes.
No.
I also literally just moved to Orlando, so like I'm a little stressed. So I'm not really thinking of anything else but moving into my apartment.
Yes. Where in Orlando are you though? They don't need to know necessarily. I'm like,
You guys want to know?
yeah, we're in Orlando.
I love talking about it because it's like my pride and joy.
Please, yeah.
I'm a Disney World cast member. You can see me at Epcot in attractions at Journey's Imagination Figment.
Excellent.
Hit me up. If you guys need
Excellent.
discounts, hit me up.
That's what it's all about. Yeah, I work for Disney myself.
Yeah, so I'm a little like kind of outskirts of like Kissimmee and that kind of area. And that
I'm
area.
like the Four Corners area down Kagan Crossings. Yeah. Yeah. You do. I know. You do. I know.
No, I really do want us to make a sequel because I mean we had a really good turnout last night, and I feel like I'm hoping the cast wants a sequel. I don't know. I mean we had a lot of fun. Like I think filming it, and I feel like if we take the time to like make it and like work on it and work together as a cast and a crew, I feel like it can be really great. So I think we should do a sequel. I hope people want to do a sequel.
That would be awesome.
I personally want to do a sequel. So I don't know how everybody else feels, but
I'm just so happy that last night all those people were there and they got to see the thing. And how was your booth reaction been today? People been coming by.
It was insane.
I tried to walk by, everybody was busy, and I was happy to see that. But yeah, well, except for the time I got to see you, which was cool.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah.
a lot more busier than yesterday, but I knew today was going to be busy, so like regardless. But I would say, so there was at one point where I was the only one at the booth today, the only one. And this guy came over to me, and he looked at me and he went, "Were you at the movie last night?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Anna, I'm one of the co-creators." He said, "Listen, I was trying to make your panel today, but I unfortunately can't. But I wanted to tell you, I loved what you did." And I looked at him and I said, "Really?" He said, "It was one of the best fan movies I have ever seen." And I didn't even tell her this because I was not thinking, but I almost cried right in front of this guy.
Yeah, Aaron. So Aaron Cahill came to our film last night, which is like kind of a huge honor. And she came over to Anna and some of the other cast members. I was still packing up.
Me and Kevin, I think.
Yeah, and I was still packing up from the movie, and she came over to Anna. And Anna told me this last night because I was kind of feeling dejected about like the rendering and stuff. And she was like, "Oh yeah, Aaron came and said that it was amazing." I was like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, Aaron came in, watched the movie, and was like, that was fantastic," and asked for our poster. And I was like, "Well, I'm done. Like, I'm good."
You know what's great about those guys too? They wouldn't even do that if it wasn't true. They're not like going to.
That's what I see. That's exactly what I said to her. I said she wouldn't tell you if she hated it. Literally.
This is actually the first time I've gotten to table with the Warriors, and I remember in terms of Aaron Cahill, I basically, as soon as I got in yesterday and got to the table and had a minute to talk to everybody, somebody came over and they were like, "Aaron Cahill wants us all to sign the movie poster and give it to her." And I was like, "What? Why? Why does she know who we are?"
That was the best part.
And
she knows me.
Yeah, and I had somebody come up when I was doing something else at the table, and Jacob had to get my attention. He was like, "Hey, you've got a fan," and I was like, "Cool, why?" So it's been interesting to be recognized because my brother is also one of the pop culture guests here. He is big on TikTok. If any of you guys follow Ethan Trace, if you don't, you should. Tell him I did that because he'll owe me something. So I'm used to following him around the conventions and everybody going, "Oh my God, you're Ethan Trace." So it's been weird to walk around the convention and have people go like, "Oh, hey, you're one of the Ancient Warriors." And I'm like, Yeah. Whoa. So being recognized has just been so strange, especially for acting. I'm kind of the opposite of Anna. I have been primarily a writer, and acting has been a hobby. So to have somebody recognize me for like acting work is just not something I ever expected to happen. And this is not something I ever. Yeah, thank you. Not something I'd ever get to dreamed I'd get to do. I have an IMDb page now, I guess. But it's been great. I love it.
Who all has an IMDb page?
I guess we forgot to tell you that.
Well, it's absolutely amazing, just to work with these guys, and also there's actually something cool that we haven't done on stage in a long time. If you guys are up for it now, or we can do it after the panel, whatever works. Show them our sequence, our shape-shifting sequence and stuff.
I think that would be excellent.
Let's see. You guys want to see it? Who wants to see it?
Who wants to see it on
At
more?
the end.
Jacob, both of you to assume I remember.
An ending surprise.
That's
Ending surprise. All right. We'll respect that.
Yeah, it's perfect. We do have a question right here, though, too, from.
Yes,
What's your question?
Go ahead.
I just want to know, is there any skill sets or anything that y'all have learned from each other or the production that you'll take with you moving forward?
Great question.
I have learned to be patient. People bother me. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very kind of I'm not really, it's not energetic, it's not the right word. I'm very, once I get my mindset on something, it has to go that way. Stubborn. Thank you. That's the word I was looking for. Thank you. I am bad with words, again, dyslexic. And I had to learn to be, less stubborn. I mean, I was a teacher, and so that summer before, I had to deal with kids. And you really have to be in that mindset of you have to be stubborn, but you also have to have fun. Because there's some sort of safety levels that you need to be aware of. And from all these guys, I learned to be, less stubborn, and not fully in my head about something has to go a certain way. It was more the fact that I saw the movie going in a certain way, and I didn't realize, I also didn't realize how long you really need to film. And so that was something that I didn't quite understand until we got to set. And our first AD, she said, you've never done this before, have you? I said, is it that obvious? And they were like, yeah. I was like, okay. I think a lot of it I learned from all of them. Especially, I had a lot of family drama at home that really made me stressed, and I wasn't really myself during filming. So that really kind of threw me through a loop, but I just wanted something to go right, just something. So I had to really come to terms with that. But not everything's going to go the way I want it to go, and I've learned not even moving down to Orlando, and not everything's going to go the way I want it to go. So, yeah. I don't know if anything else has anything to say.
So far, you've rolled with the punches pretty good, though, I think. Especially going in, not having done a production before of any kind. Not even, like you said earlier, not even being much of a writer or even liking writing until a certain point. Mm-hmm. You have, all of you, but you, Anna, especially in this moment, the evolution of you through this project is evident. The evolution of you, Lauren, similar as well. As you've truly grown up with Ancient Warriors and finding out all of you, all the different projects and things that you've worked on and come together on this, bringing different experience to it, I can see why it is on the brink of succeeding and on its way upward, because you've put the work, the time, and most importantly, the passion into this. And like you were saying, you had some personal things going on. You don't have to get into any of those, but I'm just glad that this project got to happen. Yeah. Not in spite of, but because you made it happen. And people in Hollywood every single day give up. And then we don't have projects like this, or we have half projects, or how many people in this room probably have a script written somewhere that's never going to go anywhere because you just don't do anything with it. Having all of you get up there is proof that you're going to make it beyond this panel. We're going to have bigger panels than this for a bigger thing than this with all of you guys. And that's what I truly believe.
And
I truly believe about all of it.
And I got to touch on something real quick. During the editing process, at least the past 2 months, I've been sick and in and out of the hospital, and my mother was driving me to and from the hospital. And so I would get home, still be up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and call her, Mom would open my door. What are you doing? I'm editing the movie. Why? Because it has to get done. That's why.
Because it has to happen.
And so, yeah, like we were all like obviously during filming going through our own things, but like I think the biggest thing that I've also learned from everybody is like perseverance and just keeping going. And like I think that's the biggest thing, and like teamwork, because we were all working together. That's the biggest thing of like, like okay, there are things that we forgot during filming to do. We were all still culminating together and coming together even after filming, being like, hey, like we got to figure this out, but we're gonna figure it out. Like it's just that's the biggest thing.
It's a team that everybody worked on together, and everybody saw the importance of. Mama D, of course you can.
Yes, Mama D.
Kudos to Lauren. I know she's my daughter, but five hospital trips over a 2-month period, and so trying to edit with COVID and all the other illnesses that took her to the ER at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning. So kudos to you to getting it done, and to all of you for supporting each other through this process to get it done. So thank you very much. And also thank you for sweating in the backyard last year. Love you.
I tried my best.
That was awesome.
Call me up anytime, Mama D.
Oh man, fantastic group. Does anybody have another question? We've got time for one more question before the morph sequence, if you got one. If not, that's cool. I shouldn't have called it a morph sequence. Okay. I apologize. That's a different franchise's term.
I have a question for the cast, if that's okay.
Please.
Hot take of the day.
Hot take.
What is your guys' favorite scene in the film? I need to know.
Favorite memory.
Oh, favorite memory. For my own personal insurances.
That's cool.
I would like to take that one. Being able to do TikTok videos here with my brother and the rest of the cast, that was my favorite part. And learning how to do bike scenes and everything else with my friends here.
Oh, man.
My favorite part was Kyoko, who plays Celine in the movie. First of all, that little girl is the cutest little thing ever. And when she had to leave, she was crying and made all of us cry because she didn't want to go. And then I didn't want to go because she was crying. And I wish she could be here, but she's doing her soccer thing, trying to be a soccer player of the world around here. She's doing amazing, but that was like my favorite thing. Also, just working with them.
Snacks. Lots and lots of snacks. I'm kidding. So, no, honestly, my favorite scene.
Kind of, though.
Yeah, literally. No, but my favorite scene to shoot with these guys would have to be, definitely the fighting sequences. Ryan was actually my fighting part. He was my choreographer and everything for the fight scenes, and he was one of my favorite people to work with during the fight choreography, and especially James as well. And everyone else, I don't really have a favorite besides the fighting sequence, but just working with these guys is my favorite scene. That's all I can say.
Yeah, let's see. I think I've got an answer for each of those, kind of a favorite memory and favorite scene. In the hotel that we were all put up in for casting or for shooting, I roomed with our DP Chloe, who also played one of our news anchors, and we had a super long day filming the day before, and we were filming around the hotel. So I was able to go up to my room, and I was like, I'm gonna lay down while they don't need me, but I'm not gonna fall asleep. And I wake up to Chloe like shaking me awake, and she's like, okay, so you fell asleep, and we've been trying to call you, and we were like, it's really not like Jamie to just not answer his phone, and she took pictures of me actually that I still have, because I was passed out with my phone still in my hand somehow, hand hanging over the edge of the bed, and it still didn't wake me up. It was quite a long shoot the day before, and then something I had almost forgotten about until the screening last night, that first scene when we're all kind of teleported in, and Anthony and Abigail are like arguing, and Samantha and Riley are also in the shot, and we're still holding popcorn from when we got teleported in, and you can see the two of us like looking at them and just slowly going, and I had forgotten about that, and I was like, yeah, that was great. And I think it was either me or Sam that was not originally in the script, and we were like, I think it'd be really funny if we did this.
I think we just mutually agreed on it.
Hey, this is going to be funny. Yes, it is. Put it
In Tartarus, also, when we all get kidnapped, there's a scene we all get jumped, and I'm normally not one to improv, and when we were doing the shoot, I was like, no, I'm going to do it. So you hear somebody at the end go like, oh, God, and that was me. We got a big laugh the first time we did that.
Well, definitely my favorite memory. It did make it into the movie, and unfortunately the reactions didn't. I consulted with, I think it was Lauren, behind me.
Oh my gosh, I wanted that to happen so bad!
When during the library room scene where everyone's guarding around the little console table, I was talking to Lauren when I had to burst through a door. And but in the script, it was just supposed to be I burst through the door. I'm like, hey guys, this is happening, blah blah blah. And I talked to Lauren, and she said to just go, and they're gonna record, not tell anyone that we're recording, and to just burst through the door and scare the crap out of everyone. So
That was awesome!
So they hit record. I burst through the door.
We're definitely making it a Buber reel, just so everyone knows.
Everyone screams. And freaks out. Didn't know I was doing that, and I still continued the scene.
I pulled the Shaggy. I'm like,
One of my other favorite memories from filming is we actually, before we started filming, we did an escape room, and that was my all-time favorite memory. I mean, you have to admit, that was epic. Right?
we all know that.
Stop.
I would just like to say I did not have a reaction to that.
She didn't.
I really didn't.
Actually, do you remember all of us had a reaction?
Like, I'm really like I was like, he did that. He did. Did I have a reaction? Because I promise you, I don't think I did.
And she was just like, oh.
Okay, you here now. Like, no, because there's a scene when like you and Selena are like teleported in and you're fighting, and I swear I wish like there were like my expressions watching y'all is like my favorite part, because I'm just like, man, I was giving gold, like, and like have no lines right now, just like watching, like, and then when you say your little like murmuring thing to yourself, and you're like, hey, oh what, and I'm just like, I don't think I heard him right, but I'm gonna keep it to myself. We don't know. All right.
My favorite scene was the action scenes, of course. That was fun putting all that together. Yeah, it's like, well,
I love that for you.
so that was my favorite scene, and I just wanted to touch on the sequel.
Yes.
That's in the works. That's all I can say.
Yes.
Good. Be quiet.
The important thing is the wheels are turning.
The wheels are turning. I have a really good, fun favorite memory. I think my favorite memory, and I remember screaming after we did this, is when we did the shape shift for the very first time together. We had never all 10 of us been.
Oh wow.
We had never all been in the same room together, and. Oh, when we were shooting the individuals. No, I'm talking about the one in the backyard. And we were all in my backyard, and like I really wish Jabba was here because he got this perfect video, and we all did it at the same time. And because of where I live, there are mountains, and so we did it, and it echoed into the mountains, and you hear it in the background. And I just remember screaming my head off, being like, "Whoa! Like that was so cool!" But I think my favorite memory actually either might have been the kidnapping scene, I think, because that was the one. No, the phone one. Because that was a lot of fun. But I think, and there was a scene that we had that unfortunately ended up not making it into the script, and I'm really sad that we cut it. There was going to be a fight scene between me and Anthony, and it ended up not making the cut in the script. We ended up not filming
Tell me
it.
this now.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry. We ended up cutting it on during filming. But I'm really sad it didn't make it into it because I really wanted it to happen.
I'm going to answer my own question.
There you go.
Just because you're all curious. I have two questions. Two answers for this question. My favorite memory from set was actually a scene with Samantha played Gaia and JJ Orion.
Oh my God.
And Lauren wasn't here. She was off filming your Ryan and my scene at the beginning of the film, which you'll see. And Chloe was like, Anna, I need someone here to look over my shoulder. I said, great. I'm here. I'll help you. No worries. And when JJ, I think this was one of the first scenes I saw JJ act. JJ came in and I saw him act, and I think I was just like in awe of his acting. That Chloe was like, how was that shot? And I was like, what? Oh, I'm sorry, you were shooting. I'm so sorry. Way back. Just because of how much his talent was just like something I never. I mean, I'm be honest, JJ, it was phenomenally done.
Give a round of applause to JJ.
For your age, for you to have that much like maturity and experience, I told Lauren, blew me away.
He's a professional, folks.
Not my favorite scene was actually when Riley and I teleport in because I did it like 50 times, and then popcorn hit me in the face. Anyway, so I threw out the popcorn, and at one point when we'd like done like, I swear it was like 6 takes, and at one point I had my mouth open and a piece of popcorn got in it, and I was choking. Oh no! And then they rushed water, and I was like, I'm okay.
Looking back, it's funny.
Yeah, but dying is not funny. But it was such a surreal moment because it was the first time you see Samantha on screen, and for me, I was like, all right, I set the entire tone for this movie with one line. This is great. So, yeah.
Perfection. That's how it's done. Guys, we have unbelievably made it to the end of our time together on this panel. Please give it up for the cast of Ancient Warriors. And please go to their table and talk more to these guys because, like I said earlier, this project wouldn't have happened if you didn't have the talent, drive, and determination to make it so. And all of you are going places. Give it up for them, please, you guys. Yes. And come back here anytime you want because we've got more Ranger Stop related things happening in this very area. You guys are awesome. Thank you.